All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we're going to continue learning about PWM things in the ESP32 using no STD Rust. So, between yesterday and today, I have made a bit of progress because I kind of got busy doing research on a couple of other things as well. One of those things is battery related stuff for ESP32 projects. Another is, hold on. Yeah. Another is agentic AI. Because I've been seeing a lot of agent frameworks being um sorry, give me a second here. I need to do something real quick because I'm not sure if this is coming out blurry or not. So I'm just gonna, okay, so has it stopped? Yeah, okay. Just a second. Just a second. I'm just checking something. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Right. So, I've been seeing a lot about agentic workflows, agent-based workflows. Uh, People are using tools like OpenClaw, for example, to do to set up agentic workflows. Uh, I I don't know all the details surrounding OpenClaw because I haven't explored it a whole lot. Um, though I believe people are able to set up local, what do you call it? They are able to set up OpenClaw to use locally run models. I can't say for sure though because I can't remember if that was a thing. I don't think it would have been as widely adopted if every single person had to burn tokens or burn credits um, through something like Anthropic in order to use agentic AI. Um, I'm sure there is. You know what? Let me ask this question. Hold on. Can people use local models when running OpenClaw? Yes, you can absolutely use local models with OpenClaw. In fact, local privacy and avoiding cloud API costs are two of the primary reasons users choose the framework. Um, the most common and streamlined way to do this is by using Olama as the provider, though you can also use OpenAI compatible local servers like LM Studio or Cobalt CPP. Okay, so that answers that question. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Going back to what I was talking about, I haven't explored OpenClaw. However, I am interested in the agentic workflow. And at this point, even though I do plan on continuing with my deep learning research for, learning how to build these models, how to uh, build and train and even fine tune these models. Um, in the meantime, well, not in the meantime. Additionally, in addition to that, I would also like to learn how to use the models, not just build and train them, because being able to use a bunch of these models, learning how to use these models through higher level interfaces like, let's say, Hugging Face transformers, for example, it has its own power. It has its own benefits because that's a much higher level thing that's happening, and you don't necessarily need to know how to build or train these models in order to be able to use them. Something like Hugging Face transformers gives you what would be considered a unified interface, to be able to use a bunch of different models while maintaining the same input format and also getting a similar, if not same, output format for a bunch of the different models. That's what tools like or libraries like Hugging Face Transformers excel at. That's what they provide you in terms of benefits. Um, they actually provide you with a lot more than just that, but this is one of the like massive, amazing things about something like Hugging Face Transformers. Um, so that being said, I also am aware that agentic workflow is a more higher level concept that I can learn about without learning how to build the agentic workflow. So I want to learn how to use the agentic workflow. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So I was like, okay, look, there's a lot of stuff happening agents wise. There's a lot of agentic um, how do I say this? There's a lot of agentic AI floating around. There's a lot of work being done using agents, and I kind of feel like I'm missing out on that. Essentially, it's FOMO because I mean, to be fair, I was planning on learning about agentic AI later on as well, but I've been seeing the speed at which or the pace at which agentic workflows have been advancing, and it is going crazy fast, like crazy fast. So I was like, hold on, there's multiple things over here. Um, hold on, let me open up. Okay. Um, New focus list. Let's open this up. Deep learning fundamentals and so and so and so and so. Um, Maybe I could create a new thing here. Deep learning. Actually, at this point, I might just say AI. AI low-level studies. Okay, and then in here we can create deep learning fundamentals, FCNN, CNN, RNN, and transformers. So we can delete that. And then AI high-level studies, HF transformers, agents, and is there anything more? I guess I can add fine tuning as well. Yeah, yeah. And then all of this other stuff can come under the high level studies. So we can have the LLM course. We can have, what was it? Agents course. We can have the robot course. Okay, so, oh, don't do that. What was I gonna do? Yeah, there. Okay, so, get back to learning Rust basics, Impl Rust ESP32. Yeah, that's it. So, these are the two. Yeah, these are the two things that I'd like to focus on. There's going to be the low-level studies and the high-level studies. Give me a second. I just need to open up my stream on my phone so I can see the chat, and then we can continue. All right. Okay. So, these are two things that I need to focus on right now. Let me just edit this. There. These are two things I need to focus on right now. We have the high level stuff where I need to learn about a bunch of different frameworks. I've mentioned Hugging Face transformers. That's on the Python side, right? Agents. Um, for agents, hmm, I think I should add Python, and then in here I'll write HF transformers, and I'll also add Rust. Here, there's a couple of different things that I could be using. There's actually for AI low-level studies, I should probably also add PyTorch and Burn. So PyTorch is on the Python side. Burn is on the Rust side. Yeah, so that's going to be our low-level uh, AI studies for, oh shit, okay, we are dropping frames. I overloaded the connection a little too much. So give me a second while I let this stabilize. Okay, I think we should be good now. Hopefully. Yeah, I think we are good now. Right, back to this. We need to learn about, I don't think I need to mention fine tuning. I guess fine tuning would come under the low level studies. Or, well, I guess I should write fine tuning here because fine tuning would be a somewhat low. Fine tuning is more of like a mid level thing. So I wonder if I should create a AI mid level, or if, because yeah, fine tuning, it's more of a, fine tuning isn't necessarily fine tuning. Okay, fine tuning is doing low level stuff. However, it comes under more of a mid-level thing because it is kind of high level but not exactly high level because um you are essentially training, retraining not the entire network but some parts of the network. I also don't know like what else would be like would just changing some parameters here and there be considered. I mean, that's what happens during the training anyways, so like yeah, that would still count. That would still count as training. But yeah, it's so fine tuning is, it's essentially training, but not, or it's essentially retraining, but not um, retraining the entire network. It's freezing certain layers and only training certain other layers. So the network performs in a different way than what it was initially built to perform. I also don't know if adding layers onto the network counts as fine tuning, or if that's just like building a whole other network by using another network as a backbone. Um, you know what? We'll leave fine tuning there. Deep learning. We'll also add in the concept of backbones. Um, so I guess I can change this to architectures. So it would be NN architectures, and then uh, well, building, training, transing, training, there, training, and building, training, and fine tuning. Fine tuning. So then I can remove this. We'll have the concept of backbones. Okay. I guess I could create a libraries thing here. Libraries or frameworks. And then this would come under this. So we would say um, PyTorch, Python, and burn Rust. Okay. Right. So if we are talking about high-level frameworks, um, how should I go about this? Maybe I can do frameworks. What should it okay, we can try, okay, let's say unified interface. Okay, HF transformers. We'll mention here Python. On this side, I think rig is rig and candle. On the Rust side, these are two close, somewhat close in terms of providing a unified interface. These are somewhat close, not equivalents, but like, yeah, close. Let's say they're close. Okay, unified interface. So I can remove Rust from here. I can remove Python from here. In terms of agents, there's small agents, which is on the Python side. And on the Rust side, I believe rig also does it. But there are others. Hold on, hold on. There's also there was one that I was seeing from Microsoft. Give me a second. I believe it's called Agent Framework. Previously, there was something called Auto Agents, I think. I don't remember what exactly it was called. Give me a second. I'm just looking at the GitHub. Oh, it was called AutoGen. Yeah, it was called AutoGen, and that's no longer being maintained, or rather, it's in maintenance mode, but it's no longer being developed. Um, Hold on just a second. Okay, so their latest thing is called Agent Framework. This is an open source engine for building and orchestrating intelligent AI agents. Their README says, "Welcome to Microsoft's comprehensive multi-language framework for building, orchestrating, and deploying AI agents with support for both .NET and Python implementations. This framework provides everything from simple chat agents to complex multi-agent workflows with graph-based orchestration." So that's something I need to check out. I'm gonna add that to the list. What is it called? Agent Framework. Agent, is that what it's called? Agent Framework. Agent Framework. And this is on the Python side. Who knows? Maybe at a later time they might create like a Rust equivalent of it if they see any benefit in that. Otherwise, there's rig. I'm going to be looking into rig as well. So this is our list so far. What else? What else? I've been busy doing all of this research. So I'm glad that I took the time to like write this down, like create this mind map sort of thing, because this is kind of what I have to do. This is all the stuff that I have to do in deep learning. And this is quite a bit of stuff to get into. The thing is, I want to do both of them. I don't just want to do one. I'm not just trying to do high level stuff. I am actually interested in learning how to build and train and fine tune these neural networks. I would like to be able to take these base models and customize them to do something useful. So in that aspect, it is low level, even though fine tuning does kind of come under mid level. But like I'm gonna put it under low level because it is still fairly low level. You need to have an understanding of the neural network. You need to have an understanding of the architecture that's being used, so you can then further modify it to do something useful with it. You're not just blindly fine tune. I mean, in some cases, maybe you might be able to blindly fine tune if they've provided you with, a fixed architecture and they've provided you with a bunch of data sets and they're like, okay, depending on what your use case is, just fine tune on one of these on the relevant data set and you can then use the model. Yeah, in that aspect, maybe you don't require too much low level knowledge. I would still like low level knowledge because I would like to know what's going on in the neural networks that I'm building and training and fine tuning. We really need to get back to learning deep learning, dude. Holy shit. I have been Damn. The thing is, there's so many things that I need to do. There's so many things that I need to do. I don't have enough time to do all of this stuff. Holy shit, dude. All right. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to we can collapse this and collapse this. And this is our focus list. I don't think I need to. Yeah, this is not necessary. Need to learn NLP and LLM concepts. That's going to come under the LLM course. Solution, learn each architecture. Okay, I'm not doing that. That was an old thing. I'm not doing that anymore. The VTuber application is something that I still need to work on. I haven't managed to make progress on that front because I have not finished learning Rust. I haven't um, finished learning as much of, the higher or the more advanced Rust related things that I would like to learn. I haven't gotten into um, smart pointers. I haven't gotten into bare bones threading, multi-threading. I haven't gotten into there's a couple more concepts in there. I haven't gotten into a bunch of these things, and I also haven't managed to go deeper into Tokyo, which is an async runtime that lets you do async and multi-threading in Rust, but without having to, worry about a lot of the lower level stuff. So it provides you with a runtime that does a bunch of different things. Like it basically manages your workers. So it implements it implements like a queue, for example, for each worker. So when you queue up tasks for the workers to do, they'll all be queued. They'll all have their own queues. But then additionally, the runtime also implements the concept of work stealing. So at any point in time, if a worker's queue is completely empty, the worker can look at other workers and see if they have any tasks that are remaining and it can steal the task. So all of these very interesting, very useful things are implemented within the Tokyo runtime. And so that's also something that I want to continue learning. I'm saying continue learning because I started learning it. I learned just the basics, nothing more than the basics. Nothing like even what I learned is like basically I don't know, it's almost as good as not knowing anything about Tokyo. Um, so yeah, I need to make progress with that as well. And then I need to continue learning Ratatouille so that I can do TUI applications on both the desktop side and um, on the embedded side. So on the ESP32 side. On the ESP32 side, we're going to be, or I should say on the embedded side, we're going to be using mouse food, which is um, it uses Ratatouille. How do I even say it? Like what would we consider? Because mouse food is using Ratatouille. It's essentially built on top of Ratatouille, but it allows you to build TUI applications for embedded programs, for embedded devices. So it essentially allows you to build Ratatouille using 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 the embedded graphics crate. I guess that's the best way to put it. It allows you to build TUI for embedded applications using the embedded graphics crate. Okay, all right. So, um, right, this is our current list. Now, let's get back to this. So, yesterday when I was trying to do stuff here, I was not able to get anything useful out of what is this? Yeah, I was not able to get anything useful out of just setting, setting the duty. So I was kind of confused about what's going on. Um, I still don't fully have an idea of what's going on, but like, okay, we are in high speed, right? We can just keep the blue thing running, which the blue thing is our low speed channel. And on the high speed channel, we can do this. Let's set it to that. Let's also change the duty percentage. Let's try setting it to 100 because I want to see what that does. Yesterday we weren't able to get this to work. I want to my main thing is I want to actually see the pulsing happening, and well, we weren't able to see that yesterday. Okay, we're still not getting anything. We can try changing it to, okay, let's say 100 hertz. Yeah, still nothing. The thing is, I'm not really sure about what I'm doing here. That's kind of the problem. So with with the with the high speed channel, we have this. How do I want to go about this? Sorry, zoned out. What what was I saying? Sorry, I just I zoned out. So okay, we set, let's say I set it to 50%. Okay, what I'm expecting here is to be able to see an on off sort of thing happening. Oh, what if I tried this? Okay, um let's do 10 hertz, I guess, and let's let this thing run. Because the thing is, this set duty fade thing is a higher level function, right? I'm looking for a very low level function, something that straight up just sends the pulses, not sends it for a certain amount of time or tries to create an illusion or anything like that. just sends the pulses. Okay, this is interesting. I changed the duty percentage here. Wait, am I doing this right? So we have our low. Yeah, why did that get negatively impacted? It's behaving kind of weird. What if I don't do this? Okay, that's odd. So our low speed, um, wait, what's going on here? Our So I've created the high speed timer. I've created the high speed channel, but I'm not doing anything with either of them. Let's try running this again. Yeah, this is really odd. This is really odd. What is going on here? High speed is for red. Oh God, I also just realized that I'd set it to, yeah, let's set it to 6 bits. I hold on. Yeah, I was looking at the code and I realized that in the high speed timer, I set the duty resolution kind of weird. So I'd set the duty resolution down to 3 bits, I think. And it was because I was trying out like um the smaller frequencies. And yesterday I think I'd set it to 5. Today I tried 10, 6 bits. In 6 bits, how many things are we able to store? What is that, like 64 maybe? Um, yeah, 64. Okay, so this should be fine if we are talking about the high speed time. The high speed, though, okay, this does confuse me because why is this not working? Like the low speed timer, which is aimed at blue, that should be working, but that doesn't seem to be working. Let me try commenting out this entire thing, and let's try loading this up again. Okay, Okay, something odd is happening here. Something really weird is happening here. I set this to 24 kilohertz, and there was a bit of a like flicker kind of thing going on initially. Now it's fine. Um, previously there was a flicker sort of thing going on. And also, um, just creating this is, it seems to be messing things up on that end. So let me try loading this again. And if this doesn't work, um, yeah, it's not working. It is like the blue LED is, it's got like a tiny bit of a flicker going on, but aside from that, it isn't doing much. So I'm very confused about like what exactly is going on here. I think I need to ho okay, wait. This returns okay, okay, consuming the self value because this function may panic. Okay, that's the unwrapped thing. Is there is there something being set internally when we create the high speed timer? And is that like affecting our low speed timer? Because, okay, we have the timer for this. And what's the timer set here? This timer is 0. Okay, okay. Um, right. Let's try going back to this. Okay, and let's see if this fixes the issue. Okay, that's interesting. That um this is showing me something. So we have, that's our low speed timer, isn't it? No, that's our high speed timer. So, or sorry, our high speed channel. What did I just do? There. So let me try this now. Let me try setting the duty to 100% and see if that makes our LED become bright or if it's still dim. No, it's still dim. Dude, I also just realized something. I've been comparing the frequency with the duty cycle, which I probably shouldn't be doing that because the frequency is the number of cycles per second, and the duty resolution that we are setting is the resolution for one cycle. We are setting the resolution for one cycle. We are not setting, yeah. So I shouldn't be doing, I shouldn't be setting it to that. What if I set it to, okay, so this is 64 discrete steps. Okay, let's say we have 64 discrete steps. This is currently at 10 kilohertz. In the channel, we have set a duty percentage of 50. Let's see if that kind of changes anything here. Yes, I believe it did. It did change. Right. So if I want to see a change happening here, what um isn't there like a lowest frequency kind of thing? Didn't we have like a um hold on. What is this? Um I think it is the next page. Yeah. LED PWM controller. For some reason that page just vanished. So here we had this thing, right? We have lowest resolution. Uh, did it mention did it mention lowest frequency? I don't think it mentioned lowest frequency. Okay. Now, keeping this in mind, what if I wanted to set this to this doesn't accept yeah, it's a unsigned 32-bit integer. So, let's say I did, I don't know, 100 hertz. Would we be able to see um, the thing happening, like the flickering or the pulsing or whatever? Because it seems like it's already like setting it in motion. The moment I set up the variable, it sets the thing in motion, and so that's why we're able to see this. So it is, at least from my understanding, it is now constantly pushing out um, signals at uh, hold on. What did I set it for? At 100 hertz. And it seems like 100 hertz is still good enough to create the illusion that we are trying to create. Or is it that it's using a different is it that it's using a different, what do you call it? Is it that it's using a different frequency? Because I've set this to 100 hertz. What if I set it to 5? Okay, let's say 5 and see if that makes a difference here or if it's just gonna. Okay, I'm not seeing anything here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. I don't know if something is happening or not. That's the other thing. I have no idea if this is like a if it's like a very short, because like, okay, my assumption was, if I'm setting this to 5 hertz, okay, a duty resolution of 6 bits is it means 64 discrete steps, right? In those 64 discrete steps, as the thing is counting, it's going to count, it's going to start at on state, and then at 50% of the cycle, because we've set a duty percentage of 50% here. At 50% of the cycle, it drops low, and then the remaining 50% is low, and then the next cycle starts. And it does this because we've set the frequency to 5 hertz. My assumption is that it does this 5 times a second. So if it is doing this 5 times a second, should we not be seeing the LED light up? Let me try setting this to 100 and see if that changes anything. Okay, so it's not changing anything. Let's try setting this to 1. I mean, I've tried this. This is most likely gonna work. I think previously I was doing 5 or 10 kilohertz. This should work. Though the higher the resolution, the higher the frequency, the lower the resolution would become, right? Sorry, I'm just thinking about this. I'm trying to wrap my head around what is going on here. Um, okay, let me try this. Okay, so we have this, right? We will do this and try running it. Okay, still, actually, wait. So if I do that, right, then let's try 127 here and see if this changes anything. So set duty allows us to change the duty percentage that we have set here. Is that what's going on? Because if that works, then I think we've understood what set duty is doing. Or right, right. Okay. Now let's try doing something here. Okay. Um in here we had this. How do I want to write this? Wasn't there like a thread dot sleep? I think so. I think there was a thread dot sleep, because this is part of the loop, right? What if we are not doing a loop? Well, I guess we could still technically apply this. Let's yank this and come here and okay. So we start off at this. No, we start off at this. Okay. Sorry, I was busy doing something. So we'll set our duty resolution to 0 here, and wait, could we do this in actually, yeah, we could do this in the loop thing, right? Let's cut this and come in here. We can do it down here. Okay, so we do this and then do this and that. Can we get the current duty? I don't know if that's a thing. No, there's no get. There's a set though. Oh, we don't need to get it. I'm setting it from the outside, right? So I'll create a variable here. Let mute um, duty equals. Let's make sure it's a U8 equals 0 U8. Okay, now we wanna. So the duty percentage is spread out across, like from 0 to 100%, it's spread out from 0 to 255, right? Because it's a U8. I'm assuming that that's what they've done. So what we can do here in order to see this in action is this is a U8, so we can just pass it in by value. Give me a second. Let's call this test duty. I made that replace test underscore duty, or my usual naming scheme, duty O1. Okay, um, duty O1, we're gonna do that, and then so the interesting thing here is each time with a bunch of these different methods, each time we have to call unwrap, otherwise it doesn't seem to execute the function. I need to look into that if that is actually the case, or maybe I was just thinking about it wrong. Um, okay, for now, temporarily, we're going to disable this. This is our high-speed timer, so it's going to be the red LED. That's going to be, yeah. Okay, while delay dot elapsed as milliseconds is less than, while delay dot elapsed, delay start dot elapsed, returns the elapsed duration since this, oh, since this instant was created. Okay, okay. All right, so then we can get rid of this, and then we can do, how do I increase a value, but then automatically wrap it around? Wait, no, 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 there has to be a way for this. So it is gonna be, it's not exactly duty, it's more of like a counter that we are increasing. And yeah, let's call this counter. I need to test something out here. So let's say we are talking about, let's say we're talking about 20, okay? Or let's say we're talking about 10. 1 modulo 10 is 1. So it's supposed to be 10 modulo. Okay, all right, all right. Um, yeah, 10 modulo 1. No, 10 modulo 1 is 0. Sorry, I've forgotten the order of operations here. So let's say, okay, okay, now I get it. Yeah, so on the right side, we are supposed to have what's supposed to be what words, what is supposed to be the limit. So keeping that in mind, if we do 256 modulo 256, we should be getting 0. Yes. And then 257 will start there. So we want to set this. What is the result of that operation? Does that automatically become an unsigned? Oh, this is supposed to be unsigned. No. So it's not going to be unsigned then. Yeah, it's not going to be unsigned. No, sorry. It's not going to be 8-bit. It's going to be yeah, for now U16 should work. Yeah, U16. I don't know if this calculation is even gonna work or not. It's not duty, is it? It's counter. Wait, so we have a counter and we have a duty. We need to have both. We need to have counter and duty O1. Duty O1 is gonna be an unsigned integer, an unsigned 8-bit integer. Um, and then here we're gonna set duty equals um, duty equals counter plus 1, um, hold on, modulo 256. And I want this entire thing to be an 8-bit integer. Hopefully this works. Yeah, I think this might work. Oh, I forgot something. Counter equals counter plus 1. Does plus equals work? Oh, plus plus doesn't work. Plus equals does work. Yeah, now we should be, what is this? Yeah, now we should be good. Let's try uploading this. Let's see if it works. Okay, okay, there it is. It gradually becomes, yeah, yeah, okay, all right. We can turn this lower so that it becomes brighter much faster. And eventually it's gonna go back to being dim. Though, okay, so what we've done here is we've set the duty, right? Setting the duty doesn't seem to do anything at a lower frequency. So that's something I need to figure out, like what the reason for that is. Hold on, let's watch this and make sure it goes off. Okay, that's weird. It's not going off. Okay. Why? Why is that? Counter plus one, modulo 256, and then it should start at, hold on. I do not need this. It's not supposed to be plus one there. So we do counter plus one. So that's incremented our counter value. And then we are setting the value for duty. Let's also take this down to 50. Though, I mean, the change that I just made, it's not really going to impact the calculation by too much. It was just offsetting it by one. Okay. It's becoming brighter. Gradually, it's becoming brighter. But then it doesn't. Yeah, see, that's what's kind of confusing here. So counter modulo 250. Let's try printing duty. Is it, what is it? Print line. Print line. Um, this duty 01. How how did print work previously? I forgot. Is that something I was supposed to add up here? We had it somewhere in our other examples. Hold on, hold on. Um, I probably have Yahtzee open. No, okay, let me open up Yahtzee here. Um, ESP32 Rust. Let's go for this, I guess. Give me a second. Where was the print? Okay, there's a core FMT write. Yeah, there's a core FMT write. Let's take a look at another one. That's just a loop. There's ESP print line. Print line. Okay, what do I have in the in cargo? Okay. Hold on. I need a way to view all of these files. So I need to um okay, ZI. Let's do this. Let's go back one step. Um TV text. Print line. Okay, we have print line and no, that's not what I was looking for. HTTP client. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Blinky. Blinky print. There is a print line here, but that has been brought in from somewhere else. What I'm wondering is, do I need, okay, so we have ESP print line, right? That is under apparently examples, but examples in what exactly? There's no examples here. Oh, there is examples here. Okay, my bad. I okay. Let me look in some of the examples where I do actually have a project. So here we have a print line. Okay, so in 04, if I look at the cargo toml file, where is it? Oh, 04 cargo dot toml. Okay, yeah. This is okay. We have ESP print line being added in here. I do also see print line down there, which is being added as a part of. Oh, that's a part of ESP backtrace. So that's a separate thing that I'll need to add in. So I can't really, at least for this project, I cannot. Or I could just copy this. No, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. We need to find another way to like get the values out. Okay, hold on. So counter plus equals 1, then we loop. Um Wait, let's try this and see if this helps at all. Okay, I'm resetting this. When I reset it, it does start from the beginning. However, it doesn't it doesn't seem to be wrapping here. So when I do counter modulo 256, if if we hit 256, it should go back to 0, right? And then that should be set as this. And then in the next iteration, duty 01 would be 0 and used as 0. But that doesn't seem to be happening. I feel like I'm missing something here. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something here. Let me tr- let me try something. Okay, this is probably going to make the counter max out pretty quickly, but I want to see if that works. No, now it's just on. Yeah, now it's just on the entire time. What if I reset? No. Um, yeah, dude, I'm not sure because I don't know if what I'm doing here. So like what I'm doing here, it would be introducing a delay, wouldn't it? So we introduce a delay, and then the delay is still allowing us to, do this gradual fading kind of thing. But it's not going. What is a good way to test this out? Like, okay, we have this loop running, right? Within this loop, we can try doing this. We can try testing out the logic with. Dude, I think I should add in those packages because it's gonna reduce my headache in terms of debugging. Let's come here and pull this. Okay, hopefully I've got the right thing. Just in case, I could do this and open this up. Okay, so we have ESP-HAL so-and-so. Um, I don't think I need the bootloader. Okay, that's already included. Also, I just noticed this. There's something keeping track of versions, and it's letting me know that there's a later version available. Are there any like code actions that I could take here? Uh, Code action, upgrade crate. Okay, let's do that. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I didn't know that's and we can also do update all crates, upgrade all crates. That's crazy, dude. All right, all right. So what we can do is copy. I don't know if I need log oh 04. What is the difference between the two here? So I have ESP32 and unstable, and that's it. So I think I'll just copy this entire thing. Yeah, I think I'll just copy this entire thing. Let's yank and paste. All right. Upgrade all the crates. I think I need to close this as well now. Yeah, so probably I'll need to do. Sorry, I'm just waiting for something to finish here. Uh, I think it started rebuilding. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I guess the entire like rebuilding process is once it's complete, then if I do cargo run, we shouldn't have any issues. Was embassy also added here? I don't know if embassy was added. Let me look around. No, I don't see embassy. Yeah, let's close this and reopen it. Dude, I like that we have this. We have this I need to check what exactly is checking for these version numbers. I don't remember what plugin I installed that is doing this. I don't know if it's one of the if it's something to do with one of the Rust plugins, maybe maybe Rust Analyzer, maybe Clippy, maybe something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so we have our program in here. Now let's go here and do print line while that whole thing compiles. Let's finish typing this out. Duty 01. You're joking. It's probably because I haven't. Yeah. Wait. I can do something here. Um, yeah. Does that fix it? That does. Yes. Okay, great. Oh God, this is going to become slower and slower as my programs start becoming bigger. Okay, that stopped at 101. Why did that stop at 101? That's odd. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, so let it decide on it. Actually, no, it has to be an unsigned, yeah, I need it to be an unsigned integer. We can set it to 128-bit. And here we can do 26 U 128. Actually, the U, then let's just not do that. Dude, actually, wait, stop. Okay, well, it's doing it now anyways, but in the meantime, I could I could create a proper like print line statement rather than just one counter. Yeah, this is stopping there. I'm not sure why it is stopping there. Oh, I forgot about this part. I'm still confused as to why it stopped at 101 duty percentage. Oh, it stopped at 101. It stopped. Did it stop at 101? Because wait, was I wrong to assume that it is it is an unsigned byte, so they tried to remap the 0 to 100 to 0 to 255? Is it actually just 0 to 100? I think that's the part that I got wrong. I think that's the part that I got wrong. Um, let's let's say duty 01 is this, and counter is this, and then we pass in our counter. So now let's run this. Man, shit, I must have had the I must have been assuming wrong. I mean, I was assuming initially that yeah, they were remapping 255. They were remapping the. Oh, did it work? Oh yeah, it worked. So I think the issue we were running into is that um I'm gonna do something to intentionally break this. If counter, at what point did I stop this? Okay, so we're gonna stop it at when the counter hits 400. Okay, if counter equals 400, then duty O1 equals 101. So what I think is happening is that it's causing an error setting this setting this to a value that it doesn't accept is causing an error. But the thing is, it's causing the error in the ESP32, not like on our end. So like it's not necessarily a Rust error. It's causing an error in the ESP32, and I haven't yet set up proper mechanisms to report back errors. I guess I should look into that part. But yeah, now let's watch this counter. When the counter hits 400, regardless of what the duty percentage is supposed to be, it's gonna set the duty to. And now we know that duty is the percentage. Now we know that duty is a percentage. Okay, so we've got this. Yeah, we've got a dimming thing going on. Um, and one more, and then we'll be approaching 400. There it is. There it is. So it worked at 400. So it was supposed to be set to 400, but at the point where it got set to 400, I set it to, sorry, at the point where it got to 400 and set the duty to 0, I set the duty to 101. So what we are seeing here is that there's been an error, and the error is what caused the ESP32 to just stall, I guess. And so it's not doing anything further from that point. I wonder what this would look like. So we have like, quite a while of runtime to go. But like if I allowed the blue LED to do its own dimming thing, because that is running on a separate timer as well, right? But then all of this is happening within one thread. So I wonder how these two are gonna like behave. Okay. Oh, oh, that is such an interesting effect. Okay, okay, hold on. Yeah, so if you pay attention to this, you'll notice that the blue LED, it does its fading effect, but with each recycle of it, let's say, with each new cycle of it, or with each new fade cycle, you'll notice the red LED becoming a little more lighter or a little more brighter. This is completely unintentional. And this is something, it might seem silly to get excited about this, but like, holy shit, I'm excited about this. I've never done this. Holy shit. Right. Okay. Now that we have that issue sorted out, um, the next thing I need to do now that I know what I was doing wrong in terms of, the like setting the duty, I was basically breaking the ESP32. Or halting the ESP32. So that's why our program wouldn't execute further. It didn't. I was wondering if maybe setting LS timer and then setting H timer was somehow messing with LS timer, but that wasn't the case. That was these are actually independent, and they are using their independent timers and independent channels and stuff. It was my error. So now, okay, one last thing I want to do. I have no idea how well this is gonna work. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, um, we're gonna comment this out. Oh, actually, no, we're not gonna comment this out. So something I haven't understood with H timer is if I set it to a low frequency, let's say 10 hertz, why am I not seeing, yeah, why am I not seeing the effect? Because in the channel, I'm setting this to, you know what? Yeah, let's try this. Okay. Now that we know what the error was, let's try this. Is it even supposed to be 100, like ever, if we start at 0? Let's set it to 99. Okay, and we'll run this. So we are setting the duty, right? The if there is a constant PWM signal being sent, we should be seeing a blinking sort of effect. Nope, it is broken again. It is broken again. Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? We've made progress today. We made good progress today. We're gonna have to continue this tomorrow, but I'm super excited about the progress that we've made. Now I'm gonna go back to continuing doing research on agentic frameworks, because there's a bunch of stuff that I feel like I can do even in that domain. Like right now, I could get started with that. But yeah, I'm gonna continue doing that. I um hold on. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna raid anyone. I'm just gonna end the stream here. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna end the stream here. So, that's gonna be it for today's stream. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.